The Alchemist is a novel published in 1988 and written by Brazilian author Paulo Coelho. This story tells the tale of Santiago, a young shepherd boy living in Andalusian region of Spain wishing to leave his small town and travel all over the world to find his own destiny. Santiago has had a long day tending to his flock of sheep in the hills of the Spanish countryside. He searches for somewhere to shelter for the night and settles on an abandoned church. The church roof has crumbled away, and a sycamore tree has grown on the spot where the church sacristy once stood. Santiago falls asleep under the tree's branches. As he sleeps, he dreams. In his dream, a child appears and tells him to seek treasure at the foot of the Egyptian pyramids. Then Santiago consults a fortune teller to interpret his dream. She tells him the dream means he should travel to the pyramids, where he will find a treasure. Then he meets a strange, magical old man named Melchizedek, who claims to be the king of Salem, echoes the fortune teller's advice and tells Santiago that it is his personal legend to journey to the pyramids. Melchizedek convinces Santiago to sell his flock and set off to Tangier. Santiago thinks about Salem king's speech, discovers that in order to achieve one's goals, one must have the courage to leave behind the security of familiarity and go out on an adventure into the unknown. Then Santiago started his journey of his dream. When Santiago arrives in Tangier, a thief cheats Santiago and robs all of his money. After he lost all of his money, the situation forced him to find work with a local crystal merchant. The conservative and kindly merchant teaches him about the struggles of fear and the cost of not pursuing dreams. Then Santiago encourages the merchant to take risks with his business. The risks pay off, and Santiago becomes a rich man in just a year. Then Santiago decides to continue his journey to find treasure to the pyramids. He joins a caravan crossing the Sahara Desert toward Egypt. There he meets an Englishman, introduces him to the world of alchemy, sparking his curiosity about the hidden powers of the universe. He learns a lot from the Englishman during the journey. For one, he learns that the secret of alchemy is written on a stone called the Emerald Tablet. The ultimate creation of alchemy is the master work, which consists of a solid called the Philosopher's Stone that can turn anything to gold, and a liquid called the Elixir of Life that can cure all ills. Santiago knows the Englishman is traveling with the caravan to the Saharan oasis of Al-Fayoum, where the powerful, 200-year-old alchemist lives. The Englishman plans to ask the alchemist the secret of his trade. Unfortunately, caravan is caught up in conflict between warring desert tribes, so the caravan must make an extended stop in Al-Fayoum in order to avoid violent tribal wars taking place in the desert. There, Santiago falls in love with Fatima, who lives at the oasis. One day he finally meets a genuine alchemist who is Englishman searching for. He teaches Santiago the significance of listening to his heart and the language of the world. Through his guidance, Santiago learns to communicate with the universe and understand the signs that point him in the direction of his destiny. Alchemist convinces Santiago to leave Fatima and the caravan for the time to finish his journey to the pyramids, and also the alchemist offers to accompany Santiago on the next leg of his trip. After they traveled a long period of time, when they are few days away from the pyramids, a tribe of Arab soldiers captures them. To save his life and the life of Santiago, the alchemist hands over all of Santiago's money and gold to the tribe, and tells the soldiers that Santiago is a powerful alchemist who will turn into wind within 3 days. Santiago feels alarmed because he has no idea how to turn into the wind, and over the next 3 days he contemplates the desert. On the third day, he communicates with the wind and the sun and asks them to help him create a tremendous sandstorm. He prays to the hand that wrote all, and at the height of the storm he disappears. He reappears on the other side of the camp, and the tribesmen, awed by the power of the storm and by Santiago's ability, let him and the alchemist go free. The alchemist continues to travel with Santiago as far as a Coptic monastery several hours from the pyramids. There, he demonstrates to Santiago his ability to turn lead into gold using the Philosopher's Stone. He gives Santiago gold and sends him off. Finally, after all struggle, Santiago reached the pyramid, and begins digging for the treasure at the foot of the pyramids. 2 young men see him and attack him to steal his money and gold. Eventually, Santiago explains to them that he is digging here because of what he saw in his dreams, and they decide he must have no money and let him live. The men release him, but they are scornful. Before leaving, one of the men tries to illustrate the worthlessness of dreams by telling Santiago about his own dream. It concerns a treasure buried in an abandoned church in Spain where a sycamore tree grows. The church is the same one in which Santiago had his original dream, and he finally understands where his treasure is. He returns to Spain to find a chest of jewels and gold buried under the tree, and plans to return with it to Al Fayoum, where he will reunite with Fatima, who awaits him. So the point is, the most simple things in life are the most extraordinary. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve is the fear of failure. When you want something, the whole universe conspires in helping you achieve it. Everything and everyone has a purpose. And finally, everyone has a personal legend, but most give up on it.